this got to go. I'm gonna cut this. Alright, if I put this in water and it doesn't curl up, it has to go. It has to go. Like, I will cut it right here. Now I have leave-in conditioner on my hands and water on my desk. Hello, my name is Shantel from Shantel Is Probably Sorry. The time the reaction starts is in the description. Now this is Orphan Black Season 2, Episode 5, entitled Ipsa Scientia Potestas Est, which roughly translates to knowledge itself is power. I do have intro comments, quite a few actually, about 203 and 204. I don't know why exactly I wrote it down to talk about, since I didn't know what I was going to say about it, but in 203, Cosima was like, "That's her monitor, isn't it?" in reference to Jennifer Fitzsimmons, and she said to Delphine, "Sometimes I forget you're mine." And I don't know, it just struck a chord with me for some reason, and I think it speaks to something within the character. I just can't identify what that is. And also, I think it was ironic that Delphine said, "I like this office," in reference to Leaky's office, considering how she ends up being the new Rachel eventually. And again, the idea of staring at your own mortality, I've mentioned it, and this is me mentioning it again, it's just so daunting. And I think that's the thing with Cosima this season. Aside from transitioning into the patient, she also is the scientist. She also sees scientifically the effect of the disease. For example, the autopsy that she did on someone who looks exactly like herself. When Delphine lifted the sheet off of Jennifer, the way Cosima was just looking at her, just staring. It's like staring at yourself and knowing that's your future. So I mentioned, I think it was maybe last episode, how Cal, magically jumps in, well, not magically, but that Cal jumps in for Kira and Sarah, and how I admired that. But then also how Sarah stopped Daniel from shooting Cal. I mean, obviously she would do that. But I'm saying the way Sarah is protective. For instance, in 107 with Paul, in a way risking herself to protect others. It happened with Paul, it happened with Cal, and then also the thing about Cal just jumping right in to help is that the plot depends on it. Cal very soon figures out that Sarah's a clone, and if he hadn't have jumped right into her life like that, he wouldn't even be relevant to this season. So the plot kind of relies on him jumping his way into Kira and Sarah's life and protecting them, so to speak. I've had this discussion before. Because John and Graham didn't write the whole series flat out and work out exactly every single detail they wanted to include in the show, there are some things that occur within the show that don't necessarily completely add up with things that we see in the future of the show. And I mean, that's to be expected. Kind of like a grain of salt type of thing, because it wasn't written all at the same time. But I just noticed, I thought I would point it out, how in 107, when we first see Carlton, we see, a picture of a boy, but then in 204, when we see that same picture of Carlton, the body is the same, but they kind of photoshopped the actor's face who plays Carlton in that episode onto the body. And so there's two different faces for Carlton if you pay attention, because obviously they didn't cast Carlton immediately. They probably didn't even know that they were going to use him in season 2 or at all. Or it could have been a thing like Arrow. I doubt it is, but Arrow cast an actress for Sarah Lance and then recast the actress when they wanted to bring Sarah Lance back. It was odd, but it worked. Either or for Carlton. Because Daniel cut into Sarah's ear last episode, it reminded me of a comment that someone made on 105, I think it was, where Paul was asking about Beth's scar, I guess, and how she got the scar from the mountain bike incident. But someone in the comments said that when they originally watched that episode, or when they originally watched 204, they thought of Beth's scar and wondered if the show was setting it up kind of as though Beth had had an encounter with Daniel before, and that's where her scar came from. And I thought that was interesting. Obviously, that didn't canonically happen, but I thought that was interesting, so I brought it up. I'm gonna stop predicting things. Like, I'm gonna stop saying who's gonna be in the next episode or what episode, because I've been wrong. I've been wrong a lot. Like, Vic isn't coming until next episode, 206. We do see Colin this episode, but I know the bigger details of what happens this episode, but I cannot remember the smaller details for the life of me. So I'm just gonna stop predicting things. In 107, I showed y'all a picture that I drew for an assignment for my art class and talked about how angry it made me because I spent so long on it and it came out like boo-boo and it was ugly. That picture comes from this episode, Sarah and Helena, when Helena is about to Rachel. And so I've kind of been inspired to redraw that picture because I hate the first one. I truly hate it. So I'm probably going to end up redrawing that, probably before the end of this season, and I will show that to y'all.
I'm sorry, Rachel.
Daniel
was a very loyal man.
She wouldn't have been able to do that.
To us both.
Rigor mortis.
If one can rise above it, Rachel. How was Taiwan?
Does she even really like Daniel? I mean, do you really? Doesn't she try to have sex with? No, she has sex with Paul in this episode. Do you see what I'm saying? And then also, she's been screwing Ferdinand since she's 17. Did Daniel even really matter to you, Rachel? Just asking.
I mean, you shot your evil twin sister dead only to have her arise and gut Rachel's henchmen. How could I capture the nuance?
No, believe me, you couldn't.
You won't help it. I'm sure I've got a Ukrainian folk costume in here somewhere.
Hey. You treat him with respect. That's my brother, which means he's one of our sisters. Family. You get it, me, Ted? You don't have to call me this. Do you understand, Helena? He is sister.
Oh, God.
Exactly. So pick some clothes, wash up.
Brother, sister.
Where are you with the new stem cell line, Aldous?
Oh
My
yeah.
in vitro tests have been very promising.
You bitch.
Promising enough to treat Kassim.
Shut down the test. Until Sarah comes to heal, Cassini will suffer.
You're just so cold.
Genetics was like the Wild West. No one knew the science.
It's not her fault, I guess.
So they slapped provisional patents on everything.
Like pissing on a fence post.
Yeah, like...
It's funny because you've seen me in season 5, okay? And my opinion of her has changed. It has, but that's basically how I would respond to her before watching season 5. I'm like, you bitch.
They're tissue test results from a stem cell line, one that I've never seen before. And they are... What?
Oh yeah, Kira.
With you.
Oh
Huh?
shit.
But they were sent to me by mistake. They were meant for Vicky.
It's the lesbian geek spiral. It's happening.
Share all the science with us. That doesn't matter. I'll try anything. So will I.
JOUSKA!
I am taking over some of Rachel's duties. That doesn't matter, I'll try anything.
Sorry, I'm fine.
I forgot that you took a shot at me.
Daisy says Minghead.
He lies down with pigs.
How can you be so
that's my key to
insulting
leave.
and so cute at the
I've
same
got
time?
an update too.
When my adoptive parents died, he became something of a guardian to me. He can become too attached to his subjects, myself included. Sometimes he can't make the hard choices.
Look at you talking about attachment, babe.
Mama just made me a grilled cheese sandwich.
Food? Let me leave her alone.
Doesn't matter to me what you did.
Oh, Mark. Cute little shit. Wow, whoops. Why did they kill everyone in season 5? I'm mad. Like, she was smiling.
How does this help my sister?
Helena, this is really important.
I want to tell you something.
Yeah.
These
I'm good. I'm great. I like Felix's hair this season.
Hello, Felix.
Hello, Colin.
You're back, provisionally. Is it safe to come in? That all depends on what you're scared of.
Look, he's so happy. They're so happy. And then, goddamn, come in there and ruin it. Well, anyway, they did get their happy ending, but I'm just saying, like, you ruined the moment. You really ruined the moment, dude. Like, why do that?
Felix Sparkins.
Oh, God.
Search warrant. And aren't you supposed to show me some identification? Hello, Felix.
I am the identification.
Bloody pricks. What are you doing, Felix? I'm sorry.
This makes me sad.
What are you doing?
I don't know why. Helena the genius. Oh, wait. Helena! We were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you!
You help us get her back, and all will be forgiven.
If you don't, then you will carry the child yourself.
I forgot how messed up all this was.
Are you sure this is a good idea?
They all look the same, but I can tell them apart.
What do you mean by that?
Someone's coming.
More clues that she's special.
You're right.
Police officer.
Also that intuition though.
She's gonna kill Rachel.
I was about to say something mean. I was about to say they should just let her kill Rachel. That is rude.
Take off your pants.
Does Paul even want this? I don't like the feel.
Daniel like that.
It's Sarah.
Yo.
That's Rachel's building there.
So like,
You like my hair, Paul?
does anyone think he actually wants to?
Sexy Rachel.
I knew that was coming. Does anybody think he wants to do this? Does anybody think he doesn't want to do this?
I don't care about Paul.
He doesn't matter anymore.
Then I kill him for you.
No, Elena!
Finger off the trigger and put down the gun.
See who's fast. Please.
Okay, let her shoot.
Elena, listen to me. There's another way. We can make a deal for Felix, but I need your help.
You want to use me?
This moment to me is interesting.
That's not true. You saved my life. You're my sister.
Because I was never able to tell
I thought I killed you.
if she was genuine or not, but I think she's being genuine.
I couldn't tell anybody what I lost.
I think she's being genuine.
Come back.
Calm down. Thank you.
You make me cry, sister.
You make me cry too.
Just an intradermal test to see how your body responds.
Yes, if my arm falls off, then we know. But if you grow another limb, yeah. Oh, Dr. Leakey, in light of what you shared with us, do you like to drink beer?
Winehead.
Dr. Leakey?
I can pull the levers to countermand Rachel and guarantee Casimo will be able to continue the treatment.
Oh yeah.
What treatment?
Yeah.
So you don't share everything.
What, she's sick?
Unfortunately, yes.
My chest hurts. Why?
Well, that looked interesting.
It's because of Tatiana's acting, that's why. To finding out that Cosima was sick. To finding out that another version of herself was sick. As in Tatiana.
Sarah's off on a trip down memory
I know what I mean.
Right, so how do we find Swanball? Road trip.
The road trip is next episode. Oh, sugar. Oh, honey, honey. You are my candy girl. And you got me wanting you. Oh, honey. I'm hungry again. Do, 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 do. Honey, honey. You are my candy girl. I can't read my own handwriting. What the does that say? Wow, there's no reading that. Is that supposed to say Paul? It looks like D-U-U-L. It doesn't even look like that. It's that one. I don't know what that says. What? I really need to know what that said, because if I wrote it down to talk about it, it was important. Well, I guess that's not being spoken about. I have no clue what that means. Literally, it's been like 3 minutes of me staring at that and I have no clue what that says. But I guess I'll move on. I think that Gracie's comment about killing a coyote again just goes to show how they are not regarded as human or regarded as property in both the Proletheans and the Neolutianists. Because to Gracie, it was just like killing an animal that's a threat to the pack. But that very much corresponds to how she's been referring to Helena, so... Got a drop of water on my sticky note. No. My day's not going well. So in this episode we found out that Ethan Duncan may still be alive and that the original genome was destroyed in the fire, which are very important plot points. I feel like I was going to say something about Paul. I feel that has to be about Paul. Oh, I know what it says. It says, wow, I couldn't have done that again if I tried. I threw up my sticky notes. They came down and hit my mouse, which opened up my iMessage. Wow. Got skills. I said that I'm going to talk about Paul next episode. That's what that means. Let me like rewrite that. Because there's stuff to be said about Paul that I have to say about Paul, but I haven't organized those thoughts yet. And so I'll wait until I get them organized before I start talking about it, or about him. Rachel's doing Rachel things, Sarah's doing Sarah things, but now Sarah knows Cosima is sick and doing Cosima things. Scott. Oh, does this mean Scott's showing up next episode? I think he is. The thing about Orphan Black is that for me, each episode is its own little ride, I guess. And I mean, some rides I enjoy more than others, but I usually always enjoy the ride. There hasn't been an episode of Orphan Black that I particularly disliked. Like, I didn't watch an episode and be like, oh god, I hated that episode. Obviously, season 5, episode 2 does not exist to me. Let's forget it ever happened. I mean, 406 left me depressed. Like, I was too sad to cry. I was telling the truth when I say that I didn't cry when watching seasons 1 through 4 the first time. And that's because I watched it so quickly that even though I had formed like tiny little emotional attachments to the characters, it wasn't a lot. Like the first time I watched Helena, as opposed to someone watching it live, that's 10 weeks with the show. 10 weeks to think about the characters, and to analyze the characters in your own brain, whether or not you realize that's what you're doing. 10 weeks as opposed to 3 days for me. Actually, I binged season 1 in like 2 days, and that was because I had work, I think. I would have watched it all in 1 day. So I'm always going to say that I liked the episode. I think that's a given. Unless I specifically talk about how much I liked the episode, Just know that I liked it a normal amount. I have episodes I like a normal amount, and well, there's like a few episodes I like less than the normal amount, and then there are my favorite episodes which I like more than the normal amount. Alright, since I'm talking about Paul next episode, I guess I don't have anything else to say for this episode. Okay, so that is it for me. Thank you for watching. Like the video if you liked it. Comment if you want to. You can check out my channel playlist or description to see what other shows I watch or what else I do, and subscribe if any of those things interest you. Hope you're having a wonderful existence, and I guess that brings me to bye. Hello, my name is Shantel from Shantel Is Probably Sorry if shit me. We'll show that to y'all. Sorry, I just thought about something that made me angry. I crushed my whole sticky notepad. Why did I do that?
While I get my shit together, please. Hi, Scott.
Bye, Scott.
He's so cute.
In 107, I showed you two, what? In reference to Jennifer Fitzsimmons. Hello, so it's been like 30 minutes since I've watched the episode, and I thought of something that I forgot. One time, it was kind of like a lucid dream, but I wasn't changing anything in the dream. I was just aware that it was a dream. I don't know. The point is, I dreamt that I saw the words Ipsa and Potestas, like, on my computer screen. And I was like, wow. Those words are very familiar. First of all, it's Latin, but also I've seen it somewhere before. Where? I was really trying to figure this out while I was sleeping. I was like, where have I seen that before? And then I was like, it's probably Orphan Black. And then I woke up and I checked, and it was, in fact, Orphan Black. Orphan Black has found its way into my dreams in other languages. Da, na, na, na. Dun, 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 dun. They say her everybody knows she's a girl next door to everybody else.
You can talk to Daddy now.
Hey, monkey.
I can talk to who?
Team Koi. Mind if we don't get into it?
The hair swoopy thing.
Right, well, this then, that guy.
Is that heat damage? Oh boy. What? If that's heat damage, I'm cutting it off. Oh. Boy. To how she's been referring to Helena, so. Oh, this got to go. I'm gonna cut this. Alright. If I put this in water and it doesn't curl up, it has to go. This kind of. It's not. So in the picture, this is to be expected because I don't think, okay.
I gave her darkness.
How does she make that sound with her mouth?
Man?
I can't do that.
I don't think so.
It's a song about the girl next door. The world next door, the world's next door. They see her, everybody melts. It has to go. Like, I will cut it right here. Now I have leave-in conditioner on my hands and water on my desk. The second I took the cover off, you see, you guys, this is why I got a cover. It's not curling up.
Helena, don't jump out and scare us with an axe or some shit.
Did you say something? Come on, baby. Reluctant ass dog. I will cut this off, like literally right now, with safety scissors because I don't have shears. Let's forget it ever happened. There's a song about the girl who sings, and every time you hear her sing, she sings for you and you alone. And every other guy you know, she loves you back. She says she's with it, loves you back. But wait a minute, all along young, she loves you back enough to put a dagger in it. It's a song about the girl next door. I love the girl next door. The world's next door. Oh, this is a new plug bingo. I gotta stop doing that. That's not even funny. It's like a fairy tale of a little chicken head. You know, that's kind of cute. Kind of. You know what? Bangs. Curly bangs. I'm mad that I just, I'm doing this right now. I got a drop of water on my, sticky note. No. My day's not going well. That was Orphan Black, Season 2, Episode 4. Finishing exporting. There's water all over my desk. Nothing is working out well for me today. Hey, how you doing, mama? Let me whisper in your ear. Then I guess that brings me to